Wonder Man is the latest MCU Disney Plus show following Simon Williams, a struggling actor in Hollywood, trying to find his big role when he comes across the opportunity to play Wonder Man in the remake of Wonder Man, an 80s movie in the universe. So this is my review of the show, my overall thoughts on the first 8 episodes of this first season. Hopefully there's a season 2, please. Positives, negatives, my overall thoughts on the show. So first of all, if you haven't seen the show, this is not a typical superhero show. Not at all. Quite the contrary, actually. It's a show that contains superpowers, but not a superhero show. It's a character study of Simon Williams, which in this show is played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, a really great actor that I really loved in everything I've seen him in, from Black Manta to Dr. Manhattan, Watchmen, and Candyman in the 2021 film. So when I heard he was joining this cast as Simon Williams, I got really excited. And I gotta say, he's really, really great in this role, to the surprise of no one. He's a really great actor. So I had no doubt he was going to knock it out of the park in this role. He's a really great character. You get the sense of why he is the way he is, why he sort of wants to hide his powers, why he wants to be the big actor. So throughout the show, you just root for him automatically. From the first point on where you see little Simon watching the Wonder Man film in the theater with his father, you just get connected with the character because we have all had that moment in the theater where when you're a young kid, you're watching this movie on the screen in the cinemas of a superhero and you just get wowed by that character, by that moment, by that film. In the first episode, after he gets cut from the show, he immediately sees his ex just moving out the building, just leaving him alone basically. And throughout the season, you just see how self-centric he is sometimes, how sort of arrogant he may be sometimes. From one point, you just kind of get why he is that way. And that comes in later in the episode 3, personal, familiar episode with Simon, where we go back to his house where he grew up because his mom's birthday party, and you just see the sort of weird energy that everyone has around Simon, whether it's his brother who actually in the comics is the Green Reaper. I think we could have seen a little bit more of him, but we see sort of how he treats Simon ever since they were kids. Even though he sometimes may come off as arrogant, you really do get why he is that way. He didn't grow up with a lot of friends, he was bullied in school, so when you get to this opportunity where you start to become envy of great opportunities, just trying to come up in the world, it's obvious that we would be a little bit arrogant about those things. And those qualities just get amplified basically when he meets Trevor Slattery. I gotta say, Trevor was one of those characters I wasn't really expecting to see or like much in this show. I thought it was a very interesting character where he played the fake Mandarin, and then it was overall plot where he was an actor pretending to be the Mandarin and stuff. So in this show, when I heard I was getting introduced as sort of like Simon's mentor in a way, it was interesting to hear first about. But then we watched the trailers and such, and we just see how much impact he has on Simon's life and just how amazing Ben Kingsley is in this role in this show. They do something very interesting with this character, which is basically he wants to start over. After the incident with him and the Mandarin and all that, he wants to start over basically as an actor and just leave the Mandarin behind him. But pretty much every episode almost, you get people calling in the Mandarin, asking him how he was to be the Mandarin, trying to use the fact that he was the Mandarin for clout and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting how that, even though he wants to forget that presence of the Mandarin still lingers around. Eventually by the finale, we get the sort of conclusion to that character and all that build up with the Mandarin, which is really, really great. Let's talk a bit about Simon's superpowers, which is something very interesting that wasn't really marketed a lot in the promo for this show. Simon's powers are very interesting. They're not used much. In contrary to other shows, there's only like 1 or 2 really big action scenes regarding Simon's powers. And the big question behind the powers is, how did he get them? It's not really explained in the show how he got them. All we know is that Simon one day just discovered them, that he had them. Hey guys, Future Me here. So while I was editing the video, I come up with a theory on how he got the powers, and that involves in whether Simon is a mutant or not. So let's get into it. It's talked about in the show multiple times that Simon and his dad were very, very close during his childhood. There was the couple of flashbacks seeing Simon and his dad going to the theater to watch Wonder Man, which resulted in Simon falling in love with Wonder Man and with the film essentially. So I'm thinking that he unlocked his powers, his X gene, when his father died. I'm thinking that his father died, he got all alone and stuff, and one day all that build up trauma just exploded, and then he unlocked the X gene and got the power. So that's my current theory right now. I don't know if it's going to get explained in the future, but if Simon is indeed a mutant, that's how I think he unlocked the powers. So back to the video. There was discussions everywhere that people were saying that Simon might be a mutant because the damage control hunting him basically. That's setting up sort of the Sentinels and mutants getting hunted in the next saga. And I think that's a big possibility. That also makes me wonder if his brother Eric Williams also has powers. There was no indication in the show that he does have them, but in the comics he is the Grim Reaper, one of Wonder Man's main villains. Since there was no indication of him having powers, but Simon has them, it makes me more doubtful that he is a mutant and it just got the powers from some other way. Especially since the Department of Damage Control were hunting Miss Marvel, who in the MCU is a mutant. And according to a lot of rumors, for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which the Department of Damage Control will also appear in, they're hunting a mutant played by Sadie Sink. A lot of people are saying Sadie Sink's gonna play Jean Grey in that film. I don't think that's gonna be the case exactly. I think she could play any other character, any other mutant, like a Firestar or something. She's known to be in Spider-Man media. I don't really see how Jean Grey could get introduced in a Spider-Man film, especially in a Spider-Man film that's meant to be, street tier with the Punisher, the Hulk, and Yelena Belova apparently appearing in it. Not a preferred choice to me. Just me personally. So there's still a big possibility that Simon is a mutant. But hopefully that will be revealed in a future project where he hopefully appears in. There has been said that there's plans for season 2. Hopefully those happen because it's a really, really great show. But there's also possibilities that he appears in a future Avengers film. Hopefully. I'd love to see him join the West Coast Avengers alongside with She-Hulk and the other character. There's big possibilities for Simon's future in the MCU. Let's just say that. But I think where the show really shines is with Simon and Trevor. Those two characters along the show develop a really great connection, really great friendly connection, which I really love to see. It starts off as two actors trying to help themselves, but then when they both get the roles of Wonder Man in the Wonder Man remake, that connection just amplifies it and just become best friends basically. And that just brings me onto the finale. The finale is a big issue in the Disney Plus shows. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. This time, I really say that they hit with the show. Marvel really did cook with the show in this finale especially. Everything that was building up with Trevor and the Mandarin just gets concluded in this episode where he basically becomes the Mandarin once more because Simon has a big explosion at the Wonder Man set after it's revealed that Trevor was working with the Department of Damage Control. So he basically becomes Mandarin again and takes the fall for that explosion. That's really, really great. A really great twist I wasn't seeing coming a mile away. So yeah, that just goes to show how great of an actor Ben Kingsley is and how well written the show is. So seeing that relationship rise and fall, then rise again at the end of the episode, it's just really, really great. You might have also seen from a couple of trailers that Simon does get the role of Wonder Man. We see him in this really great comic accurate suit. And that's really, really good looking. I'm hoping he shows up in a future Avengers project, whether it's Avengers Secret Wars or a West Coast Avengers thing. So Wonder Man is a really welcome addition to the MCU, not only as a character but also as a show. It's really, really great, has some really great writing. It's not punch action everywhere. It has the maximum 2 action scenes. The rest is just talking and just really, really entertaining with all of that. It's a really, really great show. You guys need to check it out on Disney Plus. I really, really enjoyed it. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you subscribe, leave a like, and comment on what you think of this. And what did you think of Marvel's Wonder Man? I'm George. Peace out. Take care.